YouTube, it is Drunk Monk 74 here, and I am bringing you a gameplay of Hotspot on Alfara Cliffside. And just for the record, I am playing with a bunch of random players, and I have to say this video is basically, but it's basically about how much I missed my clan this morning. You know, or team-based players even. You know, sometimes you run into the odd random player, and he is like a nice, good team-based player. You know, that's what this game's all about. It's all about teamwork, and sometimes you run into the odd player who's complete random, who is you know, that way inclined, and it makes one hell of a difference to your game, and you know, you can really enjoy the match. This one, unfortunately, not so much. When I came off this match, there was two things going through my head. One was, how the hell did we lose that so badly? And two, just rage, just pure and utter rage. That's all that was going through my head. I was angry as hell. You know, and this is a little great example of what I like to think of as being good teamwork, or trying to play the objective. You know, I brought my helo in at this point so I could provide a little bit of cover to the guys from this point. You know, I'm not keeping my eyes all the time on the objective. I'm trying to cover the area around it. I'm trying to clear the enemy out from around it so someone can go and plant. Not a single soul. There was one guy, he literally ran past the objective, and he's just died up near where I'm just firing. He ran past the objective and didn't even bother setting it. You know, it's finally been set just then, but by then it was a bit too late. The helo's out, I've been shot down, and I can't provide any cover anymore. I could not understand. That was happening so much. I could not understand why players were doing it. Why people were playing like that, why they weren't providing the cover, or you know, going for objective when they were that close to it. You know, if I'm near the objective, I will try and plant the objective. You know, and I died so many times in this match just doing that. Just constantly, I was trying to plant the objective, and I would constantly just die because I had no cover. Even if I had teammates around me, there could be someone blatantly in the open, and I would have absolutely no cover from my teammates. You know, and this is another little example of what was going wrong. I've got two guys ahead of me, both facing right. So you know, I don't try and turn right and look that way as well. I'm trying to look in a different direction from them to provide them with cover. Again, it seemed to be something that was an alien concept to a lot of the players on the team. You know, I've never been in the military, so I don't know the technical term for it. So don't hate on me for that or anything. You know, or to me, it's like, know your angles, or you know, whatever. You know, just if you got a teammate or teammates facing a certain way or facing particular directions, face the other direction, look the other way, provide them with cover from the angle they can't see the enemy from. You know, that's the whole idea of it. That's what makes this game absolutely great fun to play, is that there is that level of authenticity to this gameplay. You know, you do have to cover your angles. You can't all just be facing the same way. Right now I'm just planting a bomb. I know I've got 3 or 4 players around me, and I still died, and the guy who killed me, he was just blatantly in the open. I chopped the kill cam off too early there, but he was blatantly in the open, and he should have been picked off a lot earlier than he was. I could not understand it, and it was driving me nuts because when I generally play with my clan at the site, you know, everyone knows, every single person who plays Warfighter knows that the comms in Warfighter are still broken. You know, there's the odd time when you're lucky, when you know, when you're very lucky that you can talk to your whole party. There's other times you're lucky you can just talk to your fire team buddy, or maybe a couple other guys as well in your party. But you know, the majority of the time, you don't have comms as you should have them. And what would make comms absolutely effective is when you can talk to your whole party and you coordinate everything. You know, anyone who's played Warfighter up until now will know that just don't happen. It just does not happen. But we still try and play the objective. I don't know whether it's the guys I play with because they're just team-based players, or whether they're, you know, I know some of them have been in the military, so maybe that's helped them out a bit as well. But you know, they they get the concept of looking for angles, looking the other way from where your teammate is, and trying to back up your teammate. The other concept that seemed to be totally alien to anyone on my team, more or less, was the idea of flanking. I, I don't understand why that's such a foreign or alien idea. Yeah, I mean, great. It's great to get kills. It's great to get some gunfights in there, and do have a little bit of gunplay. But the whole idea of most of the game modes in this game is it's all about the objective. Your KD, yes, it's important. It's probably most important on a game mode like Team Deathmatch. On game modes like Hotspot, on game modes like Sector Control, Combat Mission, your KD is not the most important thing that you should be worried about. The most important thing you should be worried about is the bomb or the sector, capping it and defending it. That's got to be your biggest concern, and it just did not seem to be sinking in with my team that I was playing with, and it was the most frustrating thing. It just really did make me realise what good teammates are like and what a difference they can make. And I can understand why some people, especially if they haven't found like even just a decent buddy, someone they can buddy up with and rely on. If someone hasn't found that even, and all they've got, let alone like finding a decent platoon to play with. If you haven't found just a decent buddy, then you will suffer in this game. This is, you can charge around if you want with Assaulter or Spec Ops or Point Man, whatever you want, and you could be fairly effective, but you will not get the enjoyment from this game to the level that you should get that enjoyment. Unless you start finding people to play who will play as a team, who will cover your angles, cover your arcs, and know how to play the objective, know how to not just get some kills, but how to defend their teammates. It's such an important concept in this game, and that's what people talk about when they talk about authenticity in Warfire. It's unbelievable. I know people say, "Oh, the maps are small," or the player count's not high. You don't need a huge player count, and these maps are plenty big enough for the players that you've got. And there's plenty of scope for flanking. Right now, that's what I'm trying to do. Right here, right now, I'm trying to flank the enemy. I know. The manner in which the enemy trying to defend that final bomb site, the last one, because if we don't get this one, we lose the match, which we eventually do. There's no getting away from it, but we eventually do. But I know exactly where they're defending, what way they're defending, and where they're expecting the majority of our players to come from, and that's purely because most of our players are always going in the same direction. It's like watching a herd of sheep. That's what it was like, watching a herd of sheep just running blindly down the same alley, just following each other into a hail of bullets, and that's all it was. Right here, you see my teammate is he didn't actually spawn on me, but I could see he was trying to spawn on me, and I was trying to find some cover, but there was no concept all through the match about covering your teammates, flanking, and using a bit of cover. I knew yet again, I was going to die there, and that's where the majority of my kills were coming from. I was constantly trying to plant that bomb, and it just wasn't happening. In the end, we ended up losing the game, as you can see, and all it did was just remind me what a great clan I'm a part of. So, everyone out to say, miss you boys, and can't wait to buddy up with you again. Anyway, that's me done. I'm out of here. I'll catch you next time. Cheers.